Cześć, siemano, z tej strony Stachepik. A to jest Fallout 4 z DLC. I idziemy dalej z tematem. A mówiąc z tematem, mam na myśli z fabułą. Może, ale ta niebieska średnia złoja całkiem fajnie wygląda. Idziemy dalej z fabułą, jednak zanim to załatwimy, to... Oj, nie to chciałem. Trzeba się wyleczyć. O, ja się zwracam mi tak dotyka, tutaj to... Ja pierdolę, dobra. Oj, nie promieniowanie, kurde, to na górze uzależnienie. A dobra, mam dużo kapsli. To mi nie zaszkodzi się wyleczyć za wszystkiego. Tak, uzależnienie. Uzależnienie. To chcę się pozbyć. Tyle medykamentów zużyje teraz ta pani doktor nasza.
Done. Now, was there anything else bothering you?
Nie?
No other complaints.
Take better care.
Dobra, no to... Czy mam jakieś takie mniejsze? Coś, co bym mógł... Co nie da mi radiacji najlepiej. O, to może być spoko. Okej, powoli mi będzie chyba odnawiało. Ale dobra. Dzisiaj, tak jak powiedziałem, pójdziemy dalej z fabułą. Gdyż przydałoby się ją ruszyć w końcu dalej. A tak się okazuje, że w ostatnim miejscu mieliśmy wybory. Mamy wybór, po której frakcji się zgłosić o pomoc. Ja wybieram oczywiście Minutemenów z przyzwyczajenia. Jeszcze zanim cokolwiek zrobię, bym chciał zobaczyć, co mogę z tym Gaussem zrobić, którym żem dostał. Mam na przykład większe obrażenia z chęcią. Tutaj potrzebne aluminium, widzę. Aluminium nigdzie nie ma. I dużo kleju. Lunety. Ja to na lunety nie robię. Może nie będzie potrzebne. To będę chciał na pewno zwiększyć. Lepsze mieć. I to. Ale na razie się, myślę, wstrzymamy, skoro mamy tak jak jest. Jeszcze tylko se przypiszemy. Ulubione. Gaussa damy na górę. Pod 7 niby jest. Może jednak to zmienię, wiecie co? Q. Ten karabin jest tu, to damy go tu. Strzelba jest tu, a Gaussa przeniesiemy tu i będzie pod 1. No i będę mógł sobie ładnie, myślę, ładnie, szybko wszystko mógł wybierać. O, fajnie, ładnie. Wszystko przeładowane tak będzie. To nie jest przeładowane. No i fajnie. I Gaussa. Ale to będzie strzelać. Dobra. Bierzemy Minutemenów, pancerz. I już nie będę zawracał głowy. I zajmiemy się fabułą. Dobra. Preston jest po drugiej stronie. Tak. Akurat się idziemy z tym dowiedzieć, spokojnie.
What do you need, General?
All you need to know is there's a machine that can get me inside the Instytut.
The Institute? Why in the world would you want to mess around with them?
Can you help me or not?
We'll give you whatever help we can. Don't worry about that. Now, assuming you could build this thing, what exactly does it do?
I'm not sure I can explain how it works, but former Instytut scientist gave me these plans.
There can't be too many former Institute scientists running around loose. I guess he'd be likely to know what he's talking about. If anyone can help you, it'd be Sturgis. I haven't found anything yet that he can't build or fix.
Ta, Sturgis, no. Znając życie, to ja będę budował mimo wszystko. O, Kagra tu jest. Widzę też. Tu wszystko niby działa. Mam nadzieję, że to wszystko nagrywa. Ale nie, no chyba wszystko działa. Mam taką nadzieję. Dobra. Teraz typu jest Sturgis. Sturgis jest tutaj. Hey, Sturgis.
Preston thought you might be able to figure out these plans for me.
Sure thing. Let's see what you've got.
Here you go.
Wow, what a mess. Looks like encrypted RF transmissions. Okay, so that gets routed through... What the hell? Teleportation. This is some pretty crazy shit. You sure it's for real?
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, the voice of the minute.
It's real. I got it from an ex-Instytut scientist.
Seriously?
Stay tuned for minute.
I didn't know you could be an ex-Institute anything and still be breathing. Anyway, the eggheads never think about the nuts and bolts of actually making something work. But, looks like it's all here. Yeah, I'm gonna need some time to study this thing. The handwriting's pretty hard to make out. But,
Jak mutant
you
pisał?
can get started on what he calls a stabilized reflector platform. It'll need some pretty high-grade metals, but it's basically not that different than the lining of a jet engine or something like that.
Good work, Sturgis.
Well, don't thank me yet. I think I got the gist of it, but it's gonna take some time to work out the details of some of the hairier sections.
Here's a list of what you'll need for the first piece. I'm pretty sure we've got all that at Sanctuary, if you want to build it there. While you're working on that, I'll get busy figuring out how to actually build the rest of this thing.
Keep in mind, I can already see this is gonna take a crazy amount of juice. Like if you had a spare nuclear reactor handy, we could probably use it. And it's going to be big. So find a nice open building site with lots of power available.
Myślę, że my w Sanktuarium mamy wystarczająco jeszcze miejsca pod budowę wielu rzeczy. Za wiele tu nie rozbudowywałem. Tylko pytanie, gdzie bym chciał to budować? Może w tym miejscu tak. O. Bo za wiele tu i tak nie ma. To mogę tak chyba w tym nawet miejscu zbudować. Żeby
This
to
is
było
Radio Freedom.
tak w miarę.
Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
Okej, może być. Rozmawiać z Sturgisem ponownie. Będzie trzeba aluminium dokupić, jak chcę rozbudować jeszcze tę broń. Gaussa. Sturgis, gdzieś ty polazł? Na drugą stronę widzę.
Some days are harder than others. But even the hard days get
Tak rozpracowywujesz nasze plany, Sturgis?
How's it going? Did you find a good spot to build your signal interceptor?
Yep, mam.
Yeah. Ready to build the rest of it.
Good. I think I got a handle on this crazy contraption. At least as much as I can tell. Until we actually try to build it, here's a list of 3 things that may be harder to find. I think I'll be able to pull together everything else we're gonna need.
I'll meet you over at the building site and see if we can actually make this thing work.
Spoko.
Thanks, Sturgis. I'll get right on this.
Good deal. One thing to keep in mind while you're building this, it all needs to be wired together so all the pieces can talk to each other.
I'll see you over at the building site.
Radio Freedom
Good luck.
of the Minutemen.
Spoko, to ty chyba już tam pójdziesz, a ja...
Which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
Właśnie, bo coś mi tu pokazało, że nie wszystko mogę zbudować. Dziwne.
Good afternoon. You're
Ale
tuned to Radio
skanery
Freedom,
mam,
broadcasting
opłaty
across the
scalone.
Commonwealth.
No, wydaje się, jakby
Nothing to
wszystko
report.
było, więc
Stay safe out there, everyone.
postawmy tu. To jest potrzebne. To mogę postawić w sumie naprzeciw, tak żeby miał wgląd na to on. Tu. I antena. To może antenę bym postawił w tamtym miejscu. Nie, antenę bym mógł w sumie, jak już się bawię w budowę, to mógłbym w sumie walnąć jakieś takie w miarę wysokie rusztowanie. Nawet w tym miejscu, tak. Zrzucić na to drewno i na tym to postawić, jeżeli się da. Ale widzę, że się chyba jednak nie da, dobra. Chyba, że muszę się bardziej postarać, nie wiem. Może zrobimy to tak. I zobaczymy teraz, czy jestem w stanie to tu postawić. Nie jestem w stanie postawić. No wiecie wy co? Dobra, czyli jak nie taki, to troszkę większe rusztowanie. Akurat są jeszcze większe. O! Niech mi nie mówią, że to nie starczy. Dobra, rusztowanie. Aha. O, chce się połączyć na pewno. Wstawimy to tak. Wstawimy to. Jak już stawiam to pierdyły, to też może postawimy. Jedno. A
It's 2
to
o'clock in the
tak
afternoon
wariujesz.
here at Radio Freedom.
Pierdylone.
All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Dobra. I teraz zobaczmy, czy to zadziała budowa tego. Tak, zadziała. No i fajnie. To wstawimy to po środku. Fajnie. Teraz wypadałoby zrobić jakiś generator aluminium, właśnie. Ale może jak postawię te dwa takie, to powinno wystarczyć. Tutaj ustawimy to. Działa? Nie, nie działa. Potrzeba 20 prądu. Ja pierdolę. Przecież to mi całą moc zżera. Teraz. Dobra, inaczej. Podłącz to tutaj. I tak niewystarczająco mocy. Dobra.
This is Radio Freedom.
Gdzie bym mógł jeszcze tak generatory wsadzić, żeby
Nothing new to report.
mogły być, ale też za bardzo nie przeszkadzały. Może tu Nie, gdzie ja mam takie... Tu mam generator. To może tu wstawię takie jeszcze kilka generatorów. Takie główne elektrownia, że tak bym to nazwał, teraz tu powstaje. Jeszcze jeden i cyk. O! Chyba działa. No wszystko chyba działa. Widzę. Teraz się melodia ustawiła. Sturgis? To powinno tak działać?
Sturgis.
Everything looks good on my end. You ready to see if this thing actually works?
Let's do this.
You sure? Okay. Your part is simple. Just step onto the platform. I'll start scanning for an Instytut signal to lock onto. Then, I fire her up and we see what happens.
No dobra.
Just get on the platform. I'll do the rest.
Teraz stanę tylko tu. O, nie mogę się ruszać, no to nieźle.
Okay, hold real still. I don't want any corruption of the molecular beam. Oh yeah, by the way, I figured this was a golden opportunity to find out as much as we can about the Institute and what they're up to. Yeah, this holotape's all set with a program that will scan their network and download anything it finds. Uh-oh. Yeah, we better hurry. And don't worry about that tubing wiggling around. It's, just there for decoration.
Nie wygląda.
Scanning for the Institute signal.
Pośpiesz się.
Tracking RF. And... got it. Hold on to your butt.
Udało się. Jesteśmy w instytucie, chyba. Dostałem też punkt do szybkości. Tak, lepsze pancerze.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
Wiecie co? Może
Quiet, which is how we like.
wyłączmy sobie na razie. Halo? Właśnie, bo jakaś nowa misja jest. Nie. Jakiejś nowej misji nie ma? Nie ma? To jest przeskanowanie sieci Instytutu. Jest wyłączony. Dobra, może przeskanujmy mimo wszystko. Jak się tylko ta taśma nazywała, bo nie widziałem. Spis skryby. Skaner sieciowy, to jest to? Uruchom skaner. Skanowanie zakończone. Dobra, czyli skanowanie mamy za sobą. To jest Instytut? Coś ja wiem, że to domyślam się, że to nie jest całe wszystko.
Hello.
Halo?
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I am known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Mam ci ufać? Człowiek i instytucja. Mam nadzieję, że się nie obrażam, jak pozabieram trochę pierdołów stąd, nie? Cikam. To jedzie?
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression.
Skąd ta pewność?
Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
No pewnie, raczej. Ja wolałem kliknąć. A to jest jako jeden wielkie pudło, a nie kurde. To jest sprytne. Sean?
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Is that really you?
Who are you?
Sean, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
Shh. It'll be okay, Sean. I'm here now.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
No, czyli to jest ojciec.
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Sean.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been real. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
How is that even possible?
I know this is a lot to take in. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod, and when searching for the sun, you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you.
In a manner of speaking.
Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Brr. Tyle mam do powiedzenia, serio. Na ten moment.
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Tylko?
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
They need your help, Sean. It's rough up there, to say the least.
Oh, we've tried that. Surprised? The Institute once tried to help create a stabilized Commonwealth government. It ended in bickering, infighting. It was a disaster. No. We look after our own now. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine?
Tak.
The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
I don't know what to do.
I realize that. It's why I'm trying to help you. I hope that you can see that rationally. The Institute is the only thing left in the world that is worth being part of. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
No nie wiem,
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Dobra, czyli mamy porozmawiać z szefami działów. Zobaczymy, ile to zajmie, choć... Nie wiem, ile mi to zajdzie. Gdzie jest wyjście? Tu chyba jest wyjście.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Mam nadzieję, że im nie przeszkadza, że chodzę w pancerzu wspomaganym.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks again.
Of course.
Czy mogę z tobą porozmawiać, bo chyba jesteś...
Nothing to
Excuse me,
report,
Doctor.
sir.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
What makes you ask? I'm a complete stranger to you.
I suppose when I heard your story, I felt sorry for you. You've suffered more tragedy than any one person deserves. Your whole world is gone. I'm sorry. I know that was a very personal question. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'm just looking around.
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. Sensitive equipment here, not like topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the facilities division, I'm happy to discuss it.
Who built this place originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it.
Nie skończyłem rozmawiać, ale dobra.
Greetings. As the Institute's requisition vendor, I can provide supplies for your missions on the surface. How may I assist you today?
Pokaż mi swoje towary.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Więc... Kombinezon Instytutu, mundur łowczego, kit... Syntetyczny hem generacji trzeciej. Ciekawe. Tak, poza tym widzę, ma sporo energetycznych. No to może jeszcze jedno miejsce można było odwiedzić. Może zajrzymy tutaj. W sumie pamiętam, że Virgilowi mieliśmy przynieść fiolkę. Tam on miał w bionauki, a to jest bionauka. Dobra. Ale to wiecie co? Może wpierw, zanim pójdziemy pogadać z nimi, się rozejrzymy w okolicy. Poszukamy tej bionauki od Virgila. Przy okazji sobie przelutujemy to, co możemy i mamy czas. Z tego, co chyba wiem, ja chcę zakończyć po stronie Minutemenów, a Minutemeni to niestety są... Chyba będą niższy czymś szczytu. Nie wiem, nie pamiętam sam. Dawno to troszkę było.
Yes.
Co tutaj? Narzędzia wielofunkcyjne. Aluminium ma tego. Jak aluminium to ja biorę. Proste. Szkoda tylko, że ochłapa tu nie ma. Ale jak to jest aluminium, to ja biorę aluminium. Proste jest, że biorę. Czy ja mam miejsce na to? W sumie ten pancerz ma... ale mało. Dziwne. Gdzieś w taki sposób hoduję żywność, widzę. Jest jakieś laboratorium. Kiedy takie wielkie są te narzędzia do badań tutaj u nich? Dajcie mi to wszystko, co aluminium może dać. To chyba może na aluminium? To chyba to też aluminiowe. Trochę fuzyjnych. To jest pionauka. Mogę tędy? Mam nadzieję, że on do mnie nie podejdzie.
Hacking this is beyond me.
Co tu, znaczy tu się nie dostanę. Dobra, to wrócimy tutaj, bo mamy pogadać, a to jest raczej okrągłe. Gdzie jest to wejście? Tam. Tu jeszcze były drzwi. Pamiętam. Laboratorium EV. No nie wiem, co tam jest.
Sweet.
Sweet. Land of Liberty. czego to się aktywowało. Chyba się to nie uruchomi po raz kolejny, mam nadzieję. Uj, ale tu są setki. A, czyli to chyba tu mamy zdobyć ta Virgila. Tą fiolkę. To się tym zajmę.
Nice.
Ale wpierw tutaj coś. Szklanka, szklanka, kapsle, telefon. Pierdolę, te apteczki są tak małe. Kurde, minigany mają wieżyczki. Wieżyczki, minigany mają, ja pierdolę. Dobre są. Tutaj zacięło się. Okej, sporo jedzenia. Między innymi. Ja coś słyszę po drugiej stronie. Dobra, skakujemy tylko terminal. Zobaczymy, co tu będzie. Jak będzie otwieranie drzwi, to ja myślę, że je zamknę. I nie otworzę jeszcze. Dobra, nie wiem. A mogę to normalnie? Chyba mogę. Dobra, ja słyszę, że chodzi, więc na razie się powstrzymam, więc... A może się wstrzymam też w tym miejscu z odcinkiem, bo już i tak ten czas minął, więc to na tyle. Widzimy się następnym razem. Trzymajcie się ciepło. Do następnego razu. Cześć i pa!